Get this to... Alright, so you can hear the sounds. Alright, hey everyone, I'm just gonna do a little bit of footage of gameplay for one of the further in areas of the game, and I'm gonna be using all of the new guns. I'm gonna kind of show them all off and how they function. So, the current gun I have right now, this is a test area where it gives me access to like all the areas in the game and lets me like level up and stuff like that for whatever is appropriate for the area that I'm going to be currently testing and working on and stuff like that. So anyway, I have this weapon here. This is called the mini launcher. Notice the icons are back to the old things because all of the new guns have to have new icon art. The mini launcher is a small pistol that can fire one rocket at a time, and let's see, let's take a look at it. Let me make sure that I have all this, my build is saved. Alright, that guarantees it. My build is currently saved right now, so let's got a bunch of these guys, and pretty powerful. Fairly low rate of fire. Alright. And let me jump back in. And the Shot Tech is an energy-based shotgun that fires through multiple targets. So you'll notice that the Shot Tech has like a lower base damage overall. Like it overall does less damage than the standard shotgun. However, if you line up more than 2 targets in a row, like if you have 2 enemies in a row, it actually does more damage per shot because it goes through enemies. And that's so here's the Shot Tech, and you fire it like, alright, fires 3 lasers, and it goes through targets. So if you have notice that I went through all of them. So that means that in situations where you're dealing with larger numbers of enemies, it makes more sense to use a Shot Tech instead of a standard shotgun. And the Vulcan, which is unloads a high damage shots at a steady rate. Now, this is a heavy weapon. The Vulcan is a heavy weapon. It looks an awful lot like the minigun. The weapons, even though the weapons may look similar sometimes, they usually do have their own. Actually, I don't think there's any examples where any of the guns actually look exactly the same. But if you look at the minigun, you'll notice that the barrel looks a little bit is like this. This is the minigun and fires like this. All right, but the Vulcan is a much slower, but fires. It uses sniper rifle rounds, and it fires like this. So let me show that on the zombies. Pretty different variation of the minigun, so it's a minigun variation. Now there's one other type of minigun variation, and that is an energy-based. So this is the Gatling laser. Is a very high rate of fire energy weapon. Now the Gatling laser is probably one of the most damaging weapons in the game. Uses energy instead of bullets. So like the Vulcan here uses sniper rifle rounds, and the regular minigun uses pistol rounds. But the Gatling laser uses energy. So it's an energy weapon, and the Gatling laser fires like as a and the Gatling laser just basically overwhelms anything that it's hitting because it just fires so quickly and does considerable damage to whatever it hits. I keep bumping on this button. Alright, and last but not least is the so So this is just going over the new weapons. The Obliterator is kind of Revulsion's answer to the BFG. I think that kind of explains more than enough of what it is exactly. But with that said, what it does is it fires an energy ball that has a huge area of effect that just does insane damage, but it costs 100 energy to fire it, which means that you only get 2 shots with it. So you want to use these shots wisely. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so that's the introduction to these weapons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start things off, and then I'm going to play for a short moment on one of the new areas. This area is a underwater, is like the under tunnels section. I'm going to travel to it and fight for a little bit. I'm not going to show too much, but I am going to show, you know, a kind of a taste of what's going on in some of the newer areas. The plan for this section is to have you in the tunnels for a while, just fighting stuff, and then you start re-emerging back up top in the dark base at different locations. Don't touch these, they kill you instantly. Try that one more time. Oh, if you haven't noticed, the game gets a lot harder. Not enough action points. Wait. Oh, it's still on cooldown. Okay. My heal ability was on cooldown. I wonder why I'm not using this. Alright, and I think I'm going to go ahead and end this now, before I show too much. So So that's pretty much the presentation so far. Hope you're interested, and stay tuned for me getting this on Steam Early Access. This is one of the areas that is not in the demo, and yeah, hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.